to have Monday masterminds where it's more of not like a set topic necessarily, but talking about like what you guys need help with and bouncing ideas off each other and as things change, or, you know, just kind of a sounding board of what's working for you so you can share with other people, that sort of thing. So more of a brainstorming session. And then I'm going to be reaching out to a bunch of people individually to start setting up more one-on-one calls. So Leslie and Blaine, both of you included. But Summer's focusing on, she's been working with Milan Johnson, who I've never followed or anything. Like, I need another person to follow. But I guess she's a founding coach, and Summer, she has mentored Lindsay Caterino and a bunch of other people that Summer named that I knew. And Summer's point was like, Lindsay Caterino, I think, is the highest she's ever been, like lifetime, like 7 or 8 star diamond. I don't think she's ever hit 10 star, and she's made the Millionaire Club like twice. Like, she's made over $2 million with the company. So it's clearly not about like being the highest rank, which we know we have to hit some things, and we have to max out, and we have to start to build multiple business centers. But you know, I don't think Lindsay has ever got to 10 that I know of. So she has her business center for 2nd and 5th in her original, and she's not married. So she's not really building a spouse that I know of. Like, she was actually married and got divorced, and that was like an ugly situation with her business centers and everything. Anyways, so we're talking about that and the importance of kind of spinning our focus from Success Club to volume. And I know this was a topic in Austin, Leslie, where we kind of talked about the fact that if we can help people under us just make a couple $100s, like how much our own businesses will grow. And we came back with that intention of like, let's help everyone under us make a couple $100. But I was talking to her today about how that translates into volume, and really not helping people not be scared of volume, not be scared of like looking in their back office and letting them see what that correlates, like letting people like getting away from Success Club and focus on challenge packs and all that kind of stuff, and focus on helping people make money. And the fact is, we make money no matter what we sell. It does not have to be a challenge pack. We are going to make anywhere from 25 to 40% on what we sell. So if you go back to that focus and say, Leslie, you're talking to Brittany, or I'm talking to Brittany, or like I've even been talking, to Nicole Brittany, who's a couple under you, and she's come to me and been like, well, this girl really just wants 21-day fix. She doesn't want challenge pack. And I'm like, that's fine. Sell her that. Like, start somewhere. Like, you don't have to teach our people not to scare them off. Like, they don't have to get the challenge pack, because the fact is, if like everyone under Blaine did a 3-day refresh group and everyone sold a 3-day refresh, she would see her volume like go through the roof, as opposed to waiting to sell a challenge pack, which I think people get caught up on because corporate purchase Success Club and all that kind of stuff. So you'll kind of see a shift with Team Courage and focusing more on volume. And she's encouraging me to do the same. And then to plug in with, she told me 8 to 12 coaches that I want to plug in with, and will commit to having a call with me, and I will commit to having a call with them every single week, at least for the next couple months, and we'll see where we are. So everyone on this call is on my list of people, because you come to calls. So you're on my list based on the fact that you engage, you are coachable, and you show up on my volume, to be honest. Like I already had my call with Amanda this week. It wasn't planned, but we checked it off because I was like, let's have our call. All right, let's get started. So we had a call today and talked about some of this stuff. But last month, Amanda was our highest volume earner, and she doesn't see that. Like, she doesn't see her success on the Success Club leaderboard. Someone like Bree doesn't always either. Blaine might not see it monthly, but with Blaine and Jay together, I think she might have been my second highest volume. Well, she was third after Dane, and you and Bree are close. But y'all are all like you're all in my top 5. Like, so, and I want Brittany to be in our top 5. So she's engaged, she's coachable. Like, so she's someone that would make my list too. So as your teams grow, it's important to obviously identify the people that are coachable, will get on a call with you, and that we'll talk one-on-one. So there'll be different things that we will talk with individually. But so that was just a side note to let you know, like, I'll definitely be contacting you one-on-one as far as setting up our first call and moving forward. And Summer is working hands-on with me for the next couple months before she moves to someone else. So I will soak up every freaking call that I can get. Like, I'm just like writing it all down. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Like, I'll do it, right? Because in a mastermind group and groups I'm in with her, sometimes like she's talking to 15 people or whatever, and you can't really kind of focus in on what your issues are. So I'm excited about focusing on, you know, what she thinks I need to do. So this is the first step to that. So I'm going to start focusing more on volume so that we can teach that more off the bat to new coaches. Like, listen, like, we want you to make money. So you can sell anything. Like, you can sell 3-day refresh. You can sell Energize to all your friends. You can Shakeology, you know, daily sunshine. Maybe people need recover. Maybe they struggle with what to eat after a workout. Maybe they're always sore and they need recharge. Like, kind of really tap in and get us back to like really talking to people. Like, what are their needs? Because I'm totally guilty of the last few years just being like, your need is the challenge pack. Like, I feel like that's the best deal and that's what they should do. But it really isn't. Like, and then Amanda had a good example today. She had someone that just wanted shift shop. So she did shift shop. And now she's like, I'm just really struggling with what to eat for breakfast. Oh, I have an idea. Why don't you try this stupid shake we all drink every day? Like, once you're in the group and you're doing the workouts and you're seeing everyone and you're like, I never eat a good breakfast, maybe I should just try it, you know? It can move that direction. So, okay. So the other things that I wanted to talk about, and then I'll look at your chats. But so increasing volume, thinking outside the challenge pack, running engaging challenge groups and what works. I think that I have not been in a group with Blaine for a while, but I know she has engaging challenge groups. I know this is something that Leslie and I have struggled with lately. And I do think it's because of the size. As much as I want to say like they're just big and they're going to be big, I do think it's because of the size. So I'm happy to hear that people like Amanda are breaking off and doing their own, Leslie, Brittany, Tabitha breaking off and doing their own. I was a big girl and started my own group by myself this month and didn't invite any of you guys. Like, I was like, I'm just gonna have to go over here and open my own group. There's not going to be more, like, we have like 13 people in there. I promised everyone there will not be more than 20 people in here. And you will see me every day. Like, you will see my face, you will hear my voice. Like, it won't be like who's talking today. And I think that's what connects you with challengers, and that's what gets your volume going up and up, because you have lifers. You have people that don't want to step away from the group or the process. Whereas me running big groups with everyone for so long, I have people that step away, come back, step away, come back. And then I invite them to a group. They're like, oh yeah, I have 3 bags of Shakeology that I never use. And I feel obligated to let them in a group, like, cause that's what I do. So don't be scared to break off with people. I know Nicole posted Brittany, like, she was like, she's starting her own 21-day fix group. And she's like, should I pair up with someone? And I was like, I might jump in there if I don't have a group starting, but we don't need to have 20 coaches that all want to post and all want to be active. We need like 2 or 3 people. And usually the third person is someone you're grooming, like a new coach, like, hey, come in, see what's going on, jump in when you can. But otherwise it's just like a couple people running the show. So I wanted to mention that. And then I know Amanda wanted to talk about a little bit about free groups and schedules. We touched on it a little bit on our call, and there was a national wake-up call on free groups. Leslie's getting good about getting back to free groups, and I know Blaine always has a monthly schedule of free groups that she sticks to. They are important just to build relationships. It takes longer as far as, but that's it. That's what it is. It's forming and building trust. As you have a like page, if you don't already, this is where you're going to add people in, and literally I might have to talk to someone for months and months and months. And this is where the long-term mindset kicks in, where it's like, listen, let them be in free groups for as long as they want. Let them be my friend on my page and see what I have posting over there. Let them follow Coach K. Like, let them get to know me, like who I am, because they just don't know me yet. And that's the value of the free group. Again, when you're having free groups that are too big, you don't really get to know them. Like, people don't want to post, people get lost, like they don't feel connected to you. Like, if Amanda's gonna run a booty group, or Leslie's gonna run a step group, like they are saying yes because they want to be in a group with Leslie or Amanda. They don't want to go in a group and see just me posting. So this is going to be a challenge for new coaches, and I get that, but that's where you bring them in. You know, it's like, I was trying to say it right, but it's like, you know, we do, I do, we do, you do. That's it. Okay, I do the group, we do the group. You are in a group with me, just me doing it. We do a group together, and then you do. Not this, like, be in a group with me for a freaking year. Like, these are big girls. They want to run their own business. They can do it. They can set up a group on Facebook. If they don't know, I will send them a YouTube video on how to do it. And honestly, that's who we need. Like, those are the leaders we need. I understand that people are nervous and scared, and that's okay. But after 3 months, like, they can do this. We just have to remind them that we believe in them and instill that in them. Okay. So, and then I wrote one more note to myself, just back on volume. The main focus is, the number we kept talking about earlier was 500 personal volume. So you can look at that in your back office. For example, if you don't sell anything all month, but you ordered your own Shakeology, you're going to see that your personal volume was 90. If you had your own and you sold a bag of Shakeology, you'll see it's 180. If you can get that number to 500 PV for your average monthly, you're going to be making a couple $100s. But if we as a team can get our downlines making 500 PV, you're going to be making more money. The volume, you're going to cycle so much more. So it's a good number for us to look at. It's a good number to open up your back office and your sponsorship drill down, expand all, and you can actually look at projected personal volume next to each coach, next to their SC points. And the projected personal volume is based on what they did the last 5 weeks of what it would be this month. 4 or 5 weeks is how they do it. And when I look up that number and I see, like, Amanda's projected personal volume was 1193, so that's what she did last month. So she goes on my list as someone who's hitting 500. I want to then reach out, work with her to help her team hit 500. And then I have someone like Brittany on my list that's not hitting that, but that's my goal. Is I know she's coachable, she's teachable, she shows up to things, she's interested in growing. So my goal is to help her get to 500. And then our next goal would be to work together to get your team to that. So the people that Brittany, I'll reach out to you, but like, when we have like a one-on-one call, our main focus would probably just be inviting. Like, what do you want to invite to? What kind of challenge group do you want to set up? What kind of value do you want to add? And we'll dig into your why and your goals and things like that as well, so that I know where you're coming from. But something that I share with Summer today is that I've really, as your team gets bigger and bigger, and I just can't even wrap my head around, like, I'm like, okay, Team Ignite, like, I have like 200 people in my downline, and she has like 20,000. So it's really not comparing like apples and oranges when she opens her downline. But she said something that she does is she's gotten back to having a binder of the coaches she's working with. And she's like, I felt like it was overwhelming. Like, I needed to have 200 or I needed to have 20,000. But this mentor, Milan Johnson, that she's working with, who is a founding coach, she said, no, just pick 12 and it'll be less the smaller your team is, that you work with closely every 60 days, and then you can stay with people or you can change people or whatever you have to do, but have a binder with all their information and their why and what they're working on. And I told her, like, I still have, this is my original binder of when I started coaching 4 years ago, and so I can go to page 1, and it says Megan Christopher, who was my very first challenger. It says spring into action, day 1, what she weighed. She was doing Brazilian butt lift, all of her measurements, day 30, day 60, day 90, and then she was my only challenger in that group for 90 days. And then my next group was Summer Slim Down, and I had Bambi Marshall, who used to clean my house, and she saw me lose like all this weight in 90 days. She was like, "What the freak are you doing, lady?" Martha Wilson, my college roommate. So those were my 2. And then I have Beat the Heat, started June 24th. But I have all these people's stuff. Like, and some people obviously are going to have a spreadsheet or whatever. But I got away from this. I pulled it out today and I told her, I go, this was like my Bible, taking care of people. And I got away from it because I started to try to take care of too many people instead of focusing on the people that want it as a challenger and want it as a coach, and tried to just help everyone. So I think this is going to be great for me, helping you guys, and also teaching you how to help your team as they grow, because not everyone is going to be all in, and not everyone is going to be coachable, and not everyone is going to be interested in talking to you 45 minutes once a week. I'm sure I told her I was supposed to send a list of 12, and I sent a list of 14, and I go, I can pretty much guarantee a couple of those people aren't going to show up, or they're not going to follow through. So that's why I'm sending a few extra, like people that I would like to, but I don't know that they will. So let me look at some of your comments, and then anyone want to unmute and say anything that I missed, or thoughts on that, questions, comments, anyone?
I'll say real quick. I know that I had gotten on a call recently with like Bree and Brittany and Tabitha, and we were trying to think of like group ideas, but I think the idea of going smaller is definitely better because you can provide that one-on-one attention, but I don't think it needs to be like people have to be always coming up with their own creative ideas. Like Bree is so creative in her group, and like if we could even, I don't want to start another thread. It doesn't need to be another thread because I feel like I have 50 million messages. We don't need another like page, but maybe it's even just like once a month we do some sort of post as a check-in and be like, has anybody come up with any new ideas for groups? Or I don't know, maybe we hold it somewhere, but like I think as long as we're all sharing ideas as we learn and change things, like we can all benefit from that. And that way nobody has to be afraid of running their own group and stuff, because they'll still have the support of the team. It just, there's not, because otherwise we end up with like 10 coaches in a group. And
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there is so many ideas out there. Like you could do a step group, and you can do a squat group, and you can do an abs on fire group, and you can do a no sugar group, and low salt, and learning to fast, intermittent fasting. Like there's so many things you can talk about. And that's the thing, like you have to talk about maybe something that you are connected to, like that affects you. So in this 30-day nutrition boot camp, I'm talking about all the different things that I'm trying to get my nutrition back on course, and not being able to work out, and the things that you have to change, and that it is a study of one, and sharing what I listen to. Like maybe they'll want to start listening to it too, you know? So it has, like a squat group or a step group would be great for me in September because I can't really do my workout. So I'm going to talk to the people and attract the people that maybe can't do a 30-minute workout or can't go to the gym, but they can do this. Like they can see me and they know me, so they can do it too. You know what I mean? But there's so many ideas out there, Leslie. We just have to constantly share. And I don't want it to get where it's like, I want you to share in Team Ignite still. I still want you to be like, if you're open to people joining you, to join you, because that's how you grow. Like that's how people learn, and like I can do this too, but I also get that we don't want it to be too big. So it's a fine line. Like it really is hard sometimes, especially as your team grows, because it's like you just want to put everyone on your back and say, come with me, follow me, I'll lead it, I'll do everything. And then it ends up in the long run, it will end up biting you in the butt. What were you going to say, Blaine? Anything?
Here's an idea. I mean, it's just an idea, something that may help people. I think that free groups, I'm a fan. I mean, we have to. We're in the relationship building business, and that's how you're going to build relationships going forward. So I'm a fan. I've always run them. I run them by myself, or my coaches that want to run them. I'm happy to do that with them. But I think it's really important to dig in and figure out what yours are. Just like the National Wake Up Call said, but I knew that before. Like, sure, you might post about a squat group or a sugar challenge group and get 80 responses, but you might post about your devotional mornings and only get 8. But those 8, I guarantee you, are better than those 80, because doing a squat or doing a sugar challenge is just not really someone's passion. I mean, maybe somebody's passionate about foodie, but it's not really digging into who you are. So we have to really encourage them to dig into who they are. But here's a topic on that. So let's get them, they need to be doing their own, but get them to create that free group, and they're doing their devotional Monday, whatever, I don't care, their devotional mornings. In devotional mornings, you did 7 days of devotions. Cool. End it. It should be filled with the people that are your people. If you're really speaking true to yourself, then it's your people that are in there. Keep it open. And in a month, when you're ready to run your next one, or 2 weeks, or however long, go into that group and say, hey, I'm getting ready to, this is going to turn into DIY group for this month. And if they're your people and they're connected, they can stay. I mean, they let them choose. Take yourself out of the group if you want to go out, or stay in it. We'd love to have you. Some people are not going to go out, and some people are not going to go out but not want to do the DIY, but they're still just cultivating that relationship with you. That's one more layer of your onion. So they do not need to feel like they need to close and recreate and and delete people. Just I think that's a great idea of just, it's your free group, and change the cover photo and change what you're doing and talk about it and invite to that and welcome new people into it and say la vie to people that don't want to go. But this is something that I'm going to offer every month, and just roll with it, because you're letting them get to the layers of who you are. And if they're who you are, then it matches.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great idea. I tried that for a while, but again, I was paired up with too many people, so it was just like hundreds and hundreds of people, and they were my people. Like, they weren't going to connect. It wasn't my voice that they were going to hear enough of. So I do like that idea, and it teaches your new coaches to how to set up a group, how to engage, what it takes to interact with people, that sort of thing. So
I think we have to encourage them to do them by themselves.
Yeah.
We really have to encourage them to get away from a plank or a squat or whatever. Like, it's an easy win, but it's not getting you there. Like, it's just not, it's not.
Yeah. So on that topic, that is how the new Team Courage sneak peeks will run. Obviously a big group, but I'm excited because they will be every Monday, and I have always wanted something like that where everyone is encouraged to always be inviting to coaching, because I feel like when it's just once a month and you're relying on a sneak peek, like you're not comfortable on the phone, or you're not comfortable talking about coaching outside of a sneak peek, especially in the beginning, it's easier to put them in a sneak peek. So if you're not in the sneak peek for Team Courage that started today, it will be that every single Monday. Now, she's going to work on the details, like as far as deleting old videos on a certain day, so they won't stay up forever. But once you add people in the group, they will stay there forever until they remove themselves, or, ask to be removed. But which I love, because how many people, like, if are exposed or see people popping up live in their news feed or hearing different stories, I feel like it's a matter of time before someone speaks on a sneak peek that they connect with, and they hit their 12 o'clock and they're like, oh my God, I needed to hear Blaine. I needed to hear Leslie. I needed to hear Amanda. And I said, as those go on, I told Amanda today, I said, you guys I would be aggressive and write Summer and say, listen, I don't know when you need another speaker, but I want to do it. Like, I want to be a speaker on Monday. This is what I want to talk about. Like, add me in, like, when you're ready, or if you want to do that. I didn't even know she was doing it. And she wrote me and asked me if I would wrap it up. And I was like, well, I don't know what you're talking about, but let me know what you're talking about. And then you can add me in and I'll talk about whatever you wanted me to talk about. But, I'm excited that it's a place that I can just add people. I'm not opposed to still doing ours. I'm sure Blaine will still do hers. But it's something new. Of course, she'll give it a couple months and see how it's going, or if it's enrolling people or not. Like, that's what you have to look at. Is it enrolling people or not? Right. And that usually takes a good quarter to see. But, so yeah, any other questions or anything else you want to talk about? Amanda, did you have anything? Go ahead.
So kind of along the lines of like doing free groups and, if we're always having somebody to invite to the sneak peek on a Monday or whatever, I was just trying to like figure out like a posting schedule. And I know that can be kind of like personal because it's based on like, well, what do you want to share with the world, but, I'm trying to figure out a posting schedule so that when there's days that I'm not feeling like posting, I still have a piece of my story to share. So I just kind of wondered like how you guys do that, or like, I know you said you send yourself messages, or you use like memories, but sometimes I just like it to be very like in the moment and authentic, and I want to follow a schedule too to invite people.
Yeah. I mean, most of my stuff is in the moment. When I'm having like that's when I turn to like messages or like memories or things that I have like saved when it's not in the moment. Cause some days my life is very boring and some days it seems like I have nothing fun to share at all. So that's when I have to pull out like an actual challenge group post or a coaching post or something inspirational. I will try to find the exact video, but I'm sure she has many of them. But at the New Leader Conference, Melanie Mitro spoke to us the whole weekend. And this girl is like, schedules her shit like a boss. Like, I mean, she knows what she's doing every week. So it's like that.
I'm trying to schedule like a boss and I have a bunch of empty squares.
So she has that every week. And she has like what she's doing every week. So like, based on when you're going to have a free group, when you're going to have a 30 or 60 day group, when you're going to have a sneak peek, and when you're going to, whatever, she's accordingly posting about that each week. So, the week before. So talking about like the free challenge the week before the free challenge, talking about the 30-day group the week before, and posting like every other day about that in some form or fashion. So sometimes even still, like I posted, like 3 things about this sneak peek and I only knew about it 2 days ago. And I was like, oh my God, like I feel like that's going to be the only thing on my page, but it's not. Like there's other stuff, there's funny stuff, and there's Jackson getting his braces off and this and that. And not everyone will see it, but a couple people saw it and said, add me. So like, that's all that matters. Like, I don't care if no one comments on it. I care about the 2 people that did and that are in the group and are watching the videos. That's what I care about. Like, I'm not doing it to have 100 people comment on my challenge group. I'm just having it out there to be seen so that they know that I'm doing it. So that's how she schedules it. As far as like a day-to-day post, and then I listened to another National Wake Up Call not that long ago, so it had to be in the last month, where she is every other week, like she's either talking about coaching or talking about challenge groups, then talking about coaching, and she just alternates. Like she's focusing on the opportunity and then she's focusing on her groups. She's focusing us on the opportunity and then focusing on her groups. And she said it never changes week after week after week. And then she invites a ton of people too, obviously. But I mean, I guess that's the best advice I can give on that. I don't know if anyone else has anything that works for them. I could definitely be more emerald in this category for sure. And my planner pad ran out, and so I'm going to have to figure out what to do next. I guess I could order another one, but I have planner galore probably too. I do a lot on my computer though, honestly too. Like I just pull up my calendar on my computer and I look like what's going on and what's happening and this call's happening or whatever. But I do that with like my groups too. Like this group is starting, and I feel like as we get back to smaller groups or your group, like you can talk more passionately about it. Like I'm so excited about this shift shop only group. Like I've seen all these people get amazing results and share like the results flyer or whatever and be like, I can't wait to do it with a new round of group of people and or whatever it is, or 21 day fix or just nutrition or whatever it is. So I've been talking a lot just about nutrition and attracting people that are like, yeah. And the people that are joining me, a lot of them are still getting the all access pass because they want to. But like I said, if that's not the best deal for them and they just want a bag of Shakeology and be done with it, that's fine too. So John, set up your reminders on, yeah. I was just going to talk to Dane and then he left. I just saw that he was even on here. So Dane has really high volume too. I'll have to reach out to him. What else? Anything else? Does that help at all, Amanda? Or does anyone else have any tips for Amanda? Started planning when I am going to post about groups, but I don't plan my personal posts. No, I don't plan them either. They're very in the moment too, kind of like what you did the other day, Amanda, where you're like, I was just going to talk to you, Dane, but you were off and on, so maybe you'll talk in a minute. What's in like what you posted when you're like, I feeling defeated, not having a good day, I'm gonna sit here and stretch. But I think that's what Blaine is saying, the people that respond to that are so much better than the people that are going to respond to like my Kermit the Frog post about cookie dough. Like those people don't get me. Like they don't know what's going on with me. But when I post something really personal, like I've shared struggles with yo-yo dieting and diet problems, and I've had people like message me and be like, you sound exactly like me. Like that's my person. That's the person that I need to talk to more and connect with. And it doesn't mean she's going to buy something right away, but I can think of an example of when that happened like less than a year ago, and the girl bought on demand. She ended up buying Shakeology. She's been in and out of groups because she's me. She can't commit. She's a yo-yo dieter. Like, of course she's going to be in and out. She's not going to go all in. I should expect that, right? Like that's who I am. So Dane, how are you doing? You're muted. Can you unmute or you want me to do it? I might be able to do it. Dane, unmute. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, I don't know. It doesn't go fast enough for me. I think that I can certainly relate with wanting to save the world, and my groups are too damn big. And so I feel like I don't connect with everybody. So I'm trying to use my Team Z to make sure that I connect with people and reconnect and try to get, I want more interaction. But I will tell you, I get more response because I have posted every day my food log, my workouts. It's huge. So the conversations.
Yeah, you completed a program. Like that's amazing.
Only took me a year, but
it only took you a year to follow directions.
It's so funny you say that because I got a guy today who's coming to the studio. He goes, I'm going to cancel Shakeology. I don't need that. I'm like, why if I have the damn recipe? Do you not follow it? But I didn't follow the recipe either.
Yeah.
But so you have to love what you are and see what happens from there. But yeah, I want to get more consistent with free groups on I call it shake and share, but the shake and shred. I mean, it's been big for us to sell the 5-pack for $25 to get people to try it. But I haven't been consistent. So like Amanda said, I'm trying to get my calendar. I have to get a calendar, just like everybody. 5-day free group, whatever it is, your shake and share. And then, I want to do the shake and shred or whatever in time so that if they like it and they want to join, that you get the SD points and sell the challenge pack for that particular month, not have to roll it over into the next month. Does that make sense?
Well, that all should be going away in a month for us. I mean, Clean Week is coming the first week of October, and there's no better way. I mean, that is golden. It will be so easy for all of us to the meal plan is there, the workouts are there, and when you run it is up to you, but run it and then roll it right in. I mean, I'm excited for that. I mean, I'm Uber Emerald and I run a schedule. I have a group. I have my 5-day, I have my free group, I have my whatever, but I'm ready for Clean Week too.
Yeah.
Blaine, I have a question for you.
For who?
Because I know you have a schedule, Blaine. You just said that you use like some kind of calendar. would it make sense, like, to have, you know, like a schedule like this that I write on, like, all right, on Monday, I'm going to make sure I post something about like energy from the shake that I drink for breakfast or whatever, like have like certain like pillar posts, I guess.
That's what I do. I mean, if you'll watch my page ever, I mean, you won't know it, but I'm breadcrumbing to what I'm doing in enough time for them to get it. So if I'm running Shake and Shred and it starts on Monday, I'm going to cut it by Wednesday because they have to get it in the mail. So from Wednesday to Wednesday, I'm breadcrumbing about that shake.
So can I send you, like, if I make a calendar and if I like write down like this is the day I'm starting this, will you look at it and just like tell me like you need more time, or just would you mind if I like just sent you a picture of it?
Honey, of course not.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do that's something I want to do tonight, or you know, and also
on this call, we're the minorities. So yes, I don't mind at all.
You're talking about the emerald?
I mean that in the sense of emeralds. Like this is the sapphire.
That's what I thought you meant.
Dane, I was gonna say something. I can't remember now. And I don't know who's on the phone. Does anyone know who's on the phone? 404? I don't know. We're not trying to leave you out. Brittany, did you want to ask anything or say anything now that it's gonna cut you off? Now I feel bad. It's gonna go. There you go.
I mean, I think for me, I just need to get my shit together. I think, you know, all the stuff that's been going on with me, with like the military and stuff, and being gone for 2 weeks without my phone kind of messed my groove up. So I'm just focusing right now, just trying to get, you know, I'm working on my calendar. I'm not doing as good with it as I want, but I think it's definitely a step. And then I don't know if anybody watched the video today on Beachbody Champions by Emily. She's like one of the top 12 coaches. But I watched that today, and it was pretty good because it's more about like just being yourself and, you know, not following what other people are doing, but just being more yourself on social media, stuff like that. And that's when you really start to attract people.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I'm going to be focusing on from here on out.
Yeah. And I hear that over and over. I know who Emily is. She is so cute, and I want to smack her in the face. But I hate hearing